Hey guys, it's Superman. Yep, that part. Superman Tiffany A. Henyard, the people's mayor. I'm here in the village of Dalton on Love on the Ice. Let me go show you this skating rink. This is what's really cool. So when the summer comes, get out. So when the summer comes, this is where all the kids go. And this is the stuff they don't show you. And this is what upsets me with news, fake news that is. I told you they fake. Because they show you all negative stuff. And I don't know nobody that want to live that way, being negative all the time. This is what they don't show you. Look at that. Look at that lineup. Y'all not ready. That whole lineup right there, full of bubbles for residents. You see it? Love on ice. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. This is what people don't show you. See, it's called Just Ice Rink. I want to show the world the things that I actually do in my town. I actually love on the people. I actually show them that they mean everything to me. And that's the part that you have to stay tuned for. Because what you haven't seen lately is you haven't heard your super mayor speak yet. You haven't heard that, right? So I try to tell people, stop listening to the mess. Because messy people, they just need company. Misery needs company. Understand this. This too shall pass and will pass. But when it does, I want everybody to apologize to me, okay? Everybody apologize for all the nonsense people that's partaking in. Because at the end of the day, I think I've been showing the world, showing the village, showing my people that I love them. That I want to continue to do what I do, which is put on for my city. And I go get the money. I go get grants, bring it back to my community. And all I ever do is create programs for you. For you. So stay tuned, because I'm dropping that podcast and you're going to hear all this truth. And then there's going to be a lot of sad faces. So if you are with anybody that's keeping up that mess, I advise you to get back, because I'm coming. And I'm going to show you what it always has been. You got to watch people that throw the rock and hide their hand. Watch the people that want to keep up the mess. Them the ones doing the mess. Come on. Y'all know what it is. But I'm not here for that today. Today is a love day, because I got to lead with love. You always lead with love. Always. You're going to see that. Because if they come for me, guess what they going to do? They come for all. And you got to take a stance and don't let people break you down.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Hannibal is Hungry YouTube channel, our weekly stream that we've been doing for the last couple of weeks. I've been enjoying immensely, especially because of you guys. The reason why things are getting tougher for Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dalton, is because of you guys. For the support, for everyone to be even interested in this soap opera, right? I see a few comments about this is just a fascinating story. We need that for everyone to kind of understand exactly what's going on in the situation. So thanks for you guys. I've seen new subscribers every day. Other creators talking about this story. As much as it could be entertaining and fascinating, this is affecting real people in ways that you can't imagine, especially if you're not from there. But I do have two questions based on that little Valentine's Day video that the mayor put together. And also, I hope you guys enjoyed your Valentine's Day yesterday. I hope you guys spent time with the ones you love and had a good time. I guess she had a good time as well on the Just Ice Rink. Two questions, and maybe you guys can answer in the comments. Why is she so obsessed with this ice skating rink? Every time she's talking, that's her crown achievement is, I have an ice skating rink. Why is that always the topic? I never understood that. Every time it's, hell, how awesome this ice skating rink is. It's like, all right, great. Where's the money? Why police vehicles are being repossessed? What's going on with that? And she tries to change the subject and say, look at this ice rink. Like that, okay. And the next question is, she said, you haven't heard me speak. All we do is hear you speak. We hear you talk all the time. What are you not, what are you holding? I mean, right now, the FBI, the attorney general, a lot of people are, breathing down your neck right now. Tons of stories. Everything is kind of coming out right now. All you do is talk. You could have talked. You could have said what was going on in the Valentine's Day video. So what exactly are you waiting for? What information does she has? I don't understand it. But yeah, really, what is the fascination with that skating rink? It's, Just Ice named after our daughter. I could, yes, I do remember that. But still, what's that have to do with the fact that vendors are not getting paid and police vehicles may be getting repossessed? Like that's important, not how nice the ice skating rink is. And if that's what she cared about, go build one, run a business. But you're supposed to be helping the people, and it doesn't seem like she's doing that. So appreciate you guys for coming through. It's a lot of information, just flying through. The end, in my opinion, the end is coming. The walls are closing in, and we're seeing how she's going to behave, along with Keith Freeman and the rest of the group that basically went there and aligned themselves with her. We're seeing some cracks. We were definitely seeing mainstream news outlets finally getting the message. Like, this situation, this story is, yes, it's fascinating, but there's no way a mayor of any town in our country, America, should be allowed to do what she's been doing. Why it took so long? Those are questions that I guess we could ask ourselves, or maybe you guys have answers. You maybe put in the comments below, but I do not know how this situation took as long as it has, where, I just don't understand it. But hey, listen, we are finally getting here. We can be getting to the root of this matter. Nurse Petty, appreciate you. And all the new members I've received, appreciate it. Any information, any questions, any ideas for videos, email me, h@hannibalishungry.com. And if it's kind of fits what I'm trying to do with the channel, I'll definitely look into it and then maybe make a video. I'll probably make a community post about that as well. But before we get into all the crazy, insane things, I want to put a quick plug for a company. If you've been on my channel for years, because I started in 2020, this channel was originally made about, it was about gig work. It was about me doing Uber Eats because my main business of dog walking was shut down due to the pandemic, and I was bored and I wanted to create videos. At that point, did not know how to do any of this, and I was doing that. So many years I built a community of gig drivers and people who do DoorDash, food delivery, all the stuff that if you order, they come through. I'm part of that community, and I still am, because I'm still an independent contractor. I'm still doing my thing here. But there's one app I want to talk to you guys about. It's been on my link in all of my videos for at least over a year. I just want to talk about it in case any of you guys who are gig workers, who do it even full-time, part-time, it doesn't matter. The Solo app. If you into gig work, again, it's a pretty good game changer for gig workers. It helps you plan better. There's less stress. It maximizes your time. So Solo gives you the peace of mind by managing your income, tracking mileage, optimize your schedules, and even guaranteeing pay. So the thing about gig work, it's unpredictable. And some places in the country, in New York City, we have minimum wage, but other parts of the country, there isn't a minimum wage. There isn't guaranteed money coming in. You turn on the app and you kind of just hope for the best. Hopefully you got the right time, the right schedule. Well, with Solo app, it makes everything easy for you. So the smart schedule, Solo is able to basically grab information from thousands and thousands of cities across the country. They'll let you know what app is popular at what time. So if you are a DoorDash driver, they'll tell you when the best times to go out. And with their paid guarantee means if you earn less than their prediction, they will pay you the difference. So it's like a safety net for your earnings. I've been working with them for, again, it has to be at least over a year. They've been doing some really good things. And also they have some awesome updates for 2024 that make things even better for gig workers. First off, they added the Spanish language stuff. You're able to do your taxes. And on top of that, they give you a 7-day trial. So if you are interested in the Solo app, I'll put the link in the description. But I think if you have done any kind of gig work, either part-time, full-time, you definitely want to check out the Solo app. It helps with, again, smart schedule, pay guarantee. In fact, they say that drivers that work up to 3 of these gigs can see up to a 40% increase in earnings with the Solo's help. So definitely want to check that out. They've been, the channel's been kind of going through I don't know if a transition or evolution, but at the same time, I'm still a gig worker. I still use, because Rover, my dog walking app, is supported by Solo. You can link all of your gig apps onto this app. It takes seconds to link your stuff, and you'll be able to earn more and have that safety net, because gig work is unpredictable. So thank you for going through that with me. Shout out to the Solo app. But yeah, let's get into it. Things are bad, right? I mean, things are bad for the mayor. It's pretty much, that's what seems what's going to happen, right? Like it's really, really bad. And I want to put a little highlight on one of my favorite videos that I've seen recently. We talked about it before last week, but what this man says just shows exactly the kind of personality that we're dealing with the super mayor. And it was the Dr. Todd Grande video, but I just want to show like at least a minute or two of him breaking down exactly what he thinks. Again, he's not diagnosing, he's speculating on the kind of person that she is.
Said, quote, "You all should be ashamed of yourselves because you all are black. You all are black. And you all sitting up here beating and attacking a black woman that's in power, you all should be ashamed of yourselves," unquote. Tiffany continued by proclaiming, quote, "You all forgot I'm the leader. They want to hear from the mayor. You all ain't learned that yet. The mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing. They only run their mouth. You all don't do no work, unquote. In an apparent effort to explain some of the unfavorable characterizations in the media, Tiffany said, quote, "Everything we do is for the people, but we're under attack. We get scrutinized by the media. For what? Loving on the people? Showing that they matter to us? We going through the fires for you all," unquote. Item number 5. What do I think happened in this case? This is just a theory, my opinion. Tiffany has demonstrated characteristics like self-centeredness, grandiosity, shallowness, a sense of entitlement, a belief that she is special, arrogance, vindictiveness, impulsivity, sensation-seeking, fearlessness, boldness, irresponsibility, and a desire to be the center of attention. She believes her election to mayor signaled her transformation to royalty. She is now the undisputed leader of the kingdom of Dalton. Her authority must not be challenged. She will rule with an iron fist and crush her opponents. All the treasure in the kingdom now belongs to her. She deserves to spend money freely, travel in style, and to have a security detail despite it being completely unwarranted based on the risk factors. It would be more appropriate if the residents of Dalton had a security detail to protect them from Tiffany, not the other way around.
Very good, astute analysis, obviously, from this psychiatrist. But man, I tell you, that kind of broke everything down on her personality and the kind of, everyone had to deal with, especially if you're there on the township, you're there at Dalton, that the centeredness. This person she just thinks about herself. What's good for her, not so much about the other people. For a mayor, obviously this is a problem because a mayor, a leader, needs to think about everyone in the town and make sure everyone is taken care of. Not just saying it with the nice slogans and the smiling and laughing. It's real work. And what's the problem is that what's it called? The grandiosity, or I'm failing to pronounce that word, but when someone thinks that they're more important or special than where they really are, so that there's a mayor with this trait is not going to listen to other people's ideas, and just think they always know what's best. So that's why it's hard to solve any of the problems in this town because of that kind of behavior. And then the sense of entitlement, again, going back to talking about Joe Biden meeting, she thinks she deserves special treatment, right? Things have to work for her at all times. For a mayor, this is leading to making unfair decisions, some unethical, some illegal decisions. Like giving jobs to friends instead of the best person for the job. It's supposed to be based on merit. It's not. It's based on if you're friends with her, regardless of your criminal background or how insane you are. Keith Price, I don't know if you guys saw the screen grab while Tiffany was talking. He says, "Keep up the good fight." What planet is he on? Keep up the good fight. How about you stop trying to intimidate people and threaten people on Facebook? That's what you should be focused on, Keith Price. And then it's just that arrogance, right? This is what happens when someone is just way too confident in a way that is just, it damages a society. It damages a community. When she thinks she's better than other people, So a mayor like this is not going to listen to the townspeople or even understand what's working well with other town leaders, other trustees. It's hard to get things done. And the other thing, what you see with how she's handling the police and how aggressive she is, vindictiveness. She is very, very vindictive. So this trait, she wants to go after anyone who crossed her. If anyone who wronged her in any way, she's not going to take care of your property or in terms of trying to get a food pantry together. She's going to try to find ways to arrest you. She's going to make cops stalk you. All these things is because if you, again, the kingdom, she's the queen. And for any kind of leader, for a mayor, whoever, this means you're making decisions that hurt people just because you disagree with them. And that's not fair. Doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make a positive environment. It shows why we are where we are right now. Appreciate the $10 from Henry Harris. It's funny how she said that she wanted to hear from the mayor, but when the news station's other comes around, she's immediately unavailable for questions and comments. What else she's going to do at this point? This is where we are. The walls are closing in. And that's to me, that's a good thing. The walls are closing in. What can she do now when the New York Post is showing up? The New York Post is going to Dalton, Illinois. Let me show the if I gotta find the link. I mean, this she brought this on herself. There's no one else to blame. She brought this on herself. So let's look at this. Actually, maybe I can just type it in. So when the New York Post is showing up, a major newspaper in the city of New York, they know like this story has to be told. So right here, let me see how you guys want it. Okay, cool. Let me click that off. So, why stupid ads? Okay. Illinois super mayor Tiffany Henyard accused of using cops to harass enemies, blowing thousands on lavish vacations and plastering face on posters across town. Plastering face. I think I like that. I like that headline. Just breaking down exactly who she is. So the eccentric, self-described super mayor of a Chicago suburb was compared to a South American dictator by disgruntled constituents who complained about the massive billboards bearing her face across town and the militarization of local police against her political enemies. That's right there. I mean, what? You can't say any more than that, right? You can't really say too much more than that. She's a South American dictator. Ram 970, become a member. Appreciate you. Thank you very, very much. All the help, all support is fantastic. But yeah, she is a dictator. I mean, that everything we talked about last couple of weeks, it fits her perfectly. The cult of personality, all the billboards, all the pamphlets, the social media presence that's more about what she's doing, who she is, more not necessarily about the people. She just talks a lot about that. Like it's a lot of platitudes, not a lot of substance in what she's saying. So I don't know where you want to go. We're going to talk about the illegal meeting, the cops, the vehicles that's going to be repossessed. I don't know. We can kind of go a little bit of everything, and talk about what's going on. Actually, let's see what the bill is coming due for these vehicles that are going to be repossessed. Let's check out that story real quick.
Financial turmoil in South suburban Dalton after a bank says the village failed to make a massive payment.
Yeah, the threat now, tow trucks could be arriving soon to repossess some village vehicles. And WGN's Courtney Spinelli is joining us live from Dalton with the latest. Courtney?
Micah and Ray, some of those vehicles being threatened with repossession include Village of Dalton police cruisers and accessories that the village financed back in 2019, much like the one right behind me. Tonight, some Village of Dalton trustees and their legislative council are calling for answers and accountability.
This is so embarrassing. How can she fix this problem other than running down there and paying it? This is embarrassing. Police vehicles are being repossessed. Then also, I'll show you the clip. You guys checked out the Dalton trustees video, or Jason House, the interview with Jason House, they show how the damn police chief is lying, saying no, there's no problem with the cars being repossessed. What are you talking about? How is he must be lied? He's being lied to, or he's just a part of the dictatorship that's happening. But we'll play that right after this one.
There's no accountability.
In yet another shock to Village of Dalton trustees, a letter falling on their desks dated February 14th. Representatives from Kansas State Bank threatening to repossess 13 Village vehicles, saying more than $76,000 is overdue and climbing.
The Board of Trustees approved payment in May of 2023.
But where that loan payment went that was due 9 months ago is anyone's guess. Lawyers for the bank now warning the Village, pay up or be ready for repossession agents to take the vehicles, which include...
Even if you are running a dictatorship, right? Like, you need to have the police have the vehicles. The police need to be able to move quickly to do all the unethical things and all the illegal things you tell them to do, to stalk this person and stalk that person, give that business owner a bad, give them a problem because they said something you didn't like. They need wheels. They can't. How are they going to harass people? What are you going to do? Scooters, mopeds? Yeah. The chief said I took care of that. Like the chief was like, "What are you talking about?" We'll play that right after this. But most dictators, the one thing they take care of is the military, which is important. They need the military to be strong and somewhat happy, or at least scared enough to keep doing it. But you got to give them the tools. So if most of these vehicles may be repossessed, then why would they go and do the extra stuff that you've been asking, Mayor, with the intimidation factor and all that type of thing? You need to take care of the cops. I would assume so.
Include 6 police cruisers.
Well, the consequences initially are life-threatening.
A fear for public safety if means to respond to calls and emergencies is hindered. 7 other vehicles also facing repossession include 6 public works cars.
She can blame whoever she wants, but the board did their job back in May and authorized payment. She's blocking payment.
Legislative.
Why? Why is she doing that? Cherry comes in and says they will hide the vehicles. Okay. If this was, I'd never heard any of this story before, and it's the first time, if you guys, it's the first time you watch this, and you see that comment, you'd be like, no, there's no way they're going to hide the vehicles. What are you talking about? No one would be this crazy to do something like that. But being, dealing with this story for so long, Sherry's, we all dealt with this for so long. I believe they would hide them. Yeah, they would do whatever. I think there's no bounds that this mayor would not take. She would do whatever it takes. So that's not even a bit of a surprise anymore. What's going on, Stephanie? Thank you for being here as well. Steve Snark. All cars have GPS, hopefully. You would hope so.
Counsel for the Board of Trustees, Bert Odelson, is talking about Dalton's self-proclaimed super mayor, Tiffany Henyard.
None of them do the things that we do here.
As unpaid bills by the Village have come to light, WGN Investigates has uncovered exorbitant spending on lavish trips and experiences by Henyard and her allies, including a trip to Vegas that cost more than $12,000 the same month the loan payment was due.
Wow. So as they're out there living the good life, the Queen is living a good life in Vegas. And that was that's probably 1/3 of the payment that could have went into pay for those vehicles, so the people in the town could be safe. The vehicles are there to help the police keep the place safe, keep the town safe. And now that is becoming a threat. The public works vehicles, they need to report to see what's going on in the community. That is under a threat while she's out there hanging out in Vegas.
I have never, ever seen the abuse that this mayor is laying on the feet of her citizens, ever.
Village of Dalton trustees going head-to-head with Henyard at meetings, calling for transparency so residents know where taxpayer dollars are going.
We need receipts to understand what's going on.
They're in charge of overseeing finances, but say the mayor has restricted them from access to those, leaving them mostly in the dark. On top of that, several trustees telling WGN Thursday they're now hearing from vendors that say they were hired for work and never paid, more expenses the board was not aware of.
They have no idea what she's doing with the money.
And no clear answer whether agents will start taking village vehicles as collateral for the unpaid bill. WGN reached out to a contact in the letter to the village who declined to comment.
They're coming. It's just a matter of time.
Okay. It's hard to wrap your head around this. I'm wondering, okay, I'm not a psychiatrist, so we're just spitballing here. At least I am, right? I don't know if, it kind of reminds me of the story of the Fire Festival with Billy McFarland. I don't know if you guys know about this story, but he promises some kind of the extraordinary music festival that's going to be on a private island, and it was going to be like the best artists, and he sold millions of dollars worth of tickets to these special packages where it's supposed to be like a bungalow or some kind of luxurious, I guess, place to hang out while you wait. It was kind of like supposed to be like a better version of Burning Man or Coachella or whatever. And during this situation, people are telling him, yo, none of this is working out. We didn't build the infrastructure for this. You got to stop. You got to give people these money back. It won't work. Nothing has been set up properly. And Billy McFarland just kept going. Even though people are telling him, none of this is working. The artist's not going to show up. You didn't set anything properly. There's not enough plumbing. It's all bad. Stop. There's going to be a bunch of kids showing up, flying over to this island for no reason. He just kept going. And there were beds on the beach. It was a total disaster. He went to jail for a couple of years for this. She has to know this is not working. She has to understand that if the vendors are not getting paid, people want their money. People are running businesses. Just like the dude with the all the things, everything from the person doing some work for $500 or someone that's doing work for hundreds of thousands. People want their money. How she just keeps going? That's the part I don't understand. Nothing like electing a narcissistic charlatan. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. Black women should not be allowed to drive. Wait, what? Yeah, hold on a second. I don't know what that means. You can chill off with that one. Yeah, the road guy. Yeah, like these people need to get paid. So let me show you what I was talking about with basically proving that even the guy who's running the police don't know what he's talking about. So this is a video from the Dalton trustees, the latest video. Jason House is being interviewed. I think you guys should check it out. I'm just going to show one little clip that I found really interesting about these cars being repossessed. Let me show you. Let me put it in right now.
The current state of the finances that the car's about to get repossessed. Cars repossessed, like there's reality shows about cars getting repossessed.
Yes.
But this is a village, this is $1 million budget, but the money is getting blown and spent more and more, and then they spin the narrative. The trustees are stopping this stuff. That's why you can't get this. No, they just don't have the money.
Yes. Well, no, and it's the money has been spent on all the wrong things. Because the trustees did not approve a flight to Las Vegas. The trustees did not approve going to Selma, Alabama, first class. They didn't approve going to New York, first class.
No.
But you'll notice that they found ways to make that happen.
Yep.
But when it comes to things that the residents need, the cars to be paid, the lights to go up on people's for the street posts, then it's all of a sudden, oh, we can't pay this, and the trustees are stopping progress. It's all a lot of false stories that's just being put out there to try to gaslight the.
Yeah, so again, it's going to be really difficult to try to explain all of this that's going on. What is, we're still trying to figure out what is happening, and they don't have the information. They really don't. And this is where, again, I don't know where this is going to come out of. Actually, I need to figure out if I had that clip of the. I'm gonna have to go to the website itself because the chief said something that was completely wrong, and I want to air that out because I can tell this guy. I mean, we talked about him before. He's not a good guy. He's not a good guy. All right, I think it's right here. Let me see if I can. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna show it over here instead. Share the screen. Yeah.
Ending in 351. The payment is seriously past due, and we will be making arrangements for repossessing all of the vehicles related to this lease. Your immediate attention to this matter is greatly appreciated. So that one is a payment the board already approved in May of 2023. We're talking 7 months that this is gone at $76,000 behind. And now we're coming up on it being 2 years delinquent because we're going to, in May, another payment is going to be due. So upon getting that information, I immediately forwarded it over to the village administrator, to the finance director, and I requested for a status. I asked them to follow up with the vendor directly and to keep the board updated. It was not an attempt to have another video to put out here, but of course, when we get into the boardroom and the meetings and they try to portray it like, well, everything's okay, and it's not. Yeah.
Listen to the lie that the police chief.
Oh, so yeah, this is right here. This is with Police Chief Lacey, where we talked about extensively. He's not a good person. A history of being abusive. Clearly, he is the lapdog. He's the enforcer for this mayor. He's there to lie, and you'll show right now that he's a liar.
Said at the last meeting.
Go ahead, Lacey.
All right, I just want to address something that Trustee House said in reference to the email that you got. So you say as far as vehicles being repossessed, there are no Dalton vehicles being repossessed. I know exactly who you're talking to. And guess what? It's been taken care of.
As of February 12th, the latest email received said, nothing on my end at this point this morning. Still waiting on payment and have not heard from the village.
And that's one of the.
How was it taken care of then? Lacey, how was it taken care of? Are you being lied to? Maybe you're being lied to because it's not being taken care of because the vehicles will probably get repossessed. How would he know? Does he understand? Does he deal with the finances of like what to so blatantly, so like arrogantly just say, hey, yeah, it's been taken care of. How? Do people understand that emails, most people save their emails? They can keep the receipts. Hey, I did this and then I got this message back. So if you say something that doesn't make any goddamn sense, I can go back to those emails and say, no, that's not true. What are you talking about? No, he doesn't. Unless he does something unethical to someone he arrests, then all of a sudden he's able to have a good story. But again, there's a lot of lies. And actually, the chief believes everything Baby Yoda. I'm not going. He believes everything that the mayor says. Maybe. Well, as long as the person keeps them in power and gives them that nice paycheck, they'll go along with whatever nonsense that is happening. I mean, yeah, she's probably using that manipulation tactic of it's us against them. They're out to get us. We're actually trying to do the right thing. But also, you should have a brain and realize, no, there's a lot of issues happening here. But he said it's been taken care of, and clearly showed it is not being taken care of. So this is why she's not talking to people, and I think that's where we are right now, where she is having meetings, basically illegal township meetings, where she doesn't want to talk to anybody, and she wants to do her thing, and really just, again, continuing to bring a lot of negative attention to herself, to a point where that's why so many people are so fascinated with the story. It's getting worse, but it's getting better, where she's getting exposed and she is getting held accountable, but she is not handling it well. So again, she's talking about, oh, let me speak. You haven't heard me speak yet. Okay, first of all you do is talk. I don't know what you're talking about, but you have opportunities to speak, and then you don't. So from this situation, so Henyard holds illegal township meeting. So again, the very transparent mayor is holding meetings, and no one was able to check out the meeting. It was basically a bunch of nonsense happening. Let me see if I can find. Let's see. So the Thornton Township was supposed to have a public meeting because these meetings are public, right? But obviously things didn't go as planned. Tiffany Henyard's security force, remember her Secret Service, made people go to the basement saying that the meeting was there, but that was a lie. One trustee got locked out until the meeting started. People, including the media, couldn't get into the meeting room because there were, even if there were empty seats, Henyard didn't make sure that the audio was working, the video was working. This was an illegal meeting because it was closed off and public business is being talked about here and no one knows. Well, again, is this some kind of dictator meeting where you have your generals and you just throw out crazy orders? So in my opinion, yeah, I believe that the meeting was against law. You cannot make any decisions. Any decisions made in that meeting should not be null and void. It should be canceled. I guess, in my opinion. Apparently, I think they said one town resident said that the meeting ended very quickly, and they found out later that almost no one was in that main room. So this shows a big problem that how this meeting was run. More of the same, where we're realizing that Tiffany Henyard she's feeling the heat. The walls are closing in, and I do agree with Mattology. Yeah, she's behaving like a mob boss, right? The mob boss, they make sure if they have a meeting, they make sure that only the people who are trusted are in their meetings, making sure there's no video or audio can record their discussions because they're doing some nefarious shit. Yes, the secret squirrel meeting. Sherry says, she says the trustees' meetings are secret squirrel meetings, and she literally had one. Yeah, at least the secret squirrel meeting, right, was taped. We heard them talk. They had people there. They had the public. They had residents that wanted to speak. So that, I rather, at least if that squirrel meeting, at least you have some kind of video evidence. This was no video, no audio. She wanted to do what she wanted to do. And it's pretty obvious, like, how this is a bad idea, right? Like, I don't know, we could talk about it, but no access. You couldn't get into the meeting. Even if it was supposed to be open to anyone, you were just basically sent away. No voice. You didn't have a chance to speak because, again, you didn't know what was happening. Obviously, it was confusing, probably on purpose. And then they make it a quick and closed off thing. If you're a mayor, this is not a good look. It's not a good look. She is doing her own secret squirrel meetings, and that needs to be called out. It needs to be called out, Yeah, that's a very Nito Brown move to have that kind of situation where you're hiding the meetings. And also the other stuff that she's been doing. That weird salary maneuver. She proposed a nearly 90% cut in the salary for her position, but only if she's not the one filling it. That's not a joke. This is not an Onion article. She proposed a nearly 90% cut in her salary for her position if she leaves the position. But if she doesn't leave the position, she maintains her salary. You can't make this up. You just can't. You can't make this kind of stuff up. Along with the lavish spending. It just, you really can't believe it. So hopefully, that meeting was not a real meeting. At this point, you can't, the public needs to have access. The media has access. This is not going to get any better. So I expect the next regular board meeting to be quite of the affair. Like I said, we have multiple mainstream media outlets checking out this story. I don't know what you gonna do in the next one. You guys in the comments or you guys in the chat, do you think that she's going to mess the audio, the video up again? She's gonna bring more plants to walk in and talk about how great she is? Like what's going to be the dialogue with the people that's on her side? They're going to basically do the same thing. You guys are messing up. It's your fault. Like I'm really eagerly anticipating what is going to happen. I think I may do like a live stream, like restream of that, because it has to be. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be absolutely insane. Matt, so she will distort it somehow. Yeah, she's going to do something. Cancel due to illness. Stephanie says, I think she's going to cancel next meeting. Yeah, I get giggity. What's going on, bro? Tiffany was stepping for Biden in October. I don't think so. I think she has some issues going on. When is the meeting? Sherry, if she's in here, maybe she'll throw the date up. It's definitely soon. It's definitely going to be soon. But yeah, it's most likely. I think I'll go with Stephanie. I think she's going to cancel the meeting. She's going to cite something because the amount of people that's interested in this meeting now, oh man, like everyone has some questions, like what's going on, and even with our boy Keith Freeman, things are not going well for him as well. Again, not being honest about his income as he files his paperwork. Let's see. Let's check this out. Maneuver, put it out. Okay. Yeah, not good for Mr. Keith Freeman as well. So let me see where I got it. Let me see. Actually, I'll put it right here. Yeah. So Keith Freeman was called to court to check on his money details. So the court wanted to know if his bankruptcy papers are true. Scott. Oh man, maybe you should have just stayed rapping. Maybe you should just, continue that rapping thing. So they saw some things that didn't match up on his paperwork. So Keith said that he made $96,000 a year from his job and other money he gets back. But the court found different numbers in the papers for the last 2 years. So now they want to look more into his paperwork and ask Keith Freeman questions to make sure everything he said was correct, which probably wasn't. So the next meeting is happening on February 20th. So that's the next 5 days from now. So what are the discrepancies? So the discrepancies in Keith Freeman's case was about the numbers, obviously. So he works as a manager, so he gets $5,000 a month from that. But he also gets extra money, about $2,000 a month as reimbursement, whatever that means. So he told the court he made about $8,000 a month. But the problem is the court found different numbers when they looked into his paperwork. So the year of 2023, he said he made that $99,647. But for the 2022, he said he only made $46,000, and those numbers are not matching him. So the courts are going to throw in some more questions to see exactly what he's doing. If you're a public employee and you're doing pretty well for yourself, and you're also attached to the mayor that's doing all the wrong things, why are you trying to be funny? Like, why are you trying to be sneaky with with your bankruptcy, or not bankrupt, but your paperwork? Like, what were you doing? Yeah, Ron Keith, it's not looking good for him as well. So we'll see what happens in the next 5 days. Sherry thinks she's gonna cancel. So the same day that Keith Freeman has to go to court to get his numbers together, there's supposed to be a regular board meeting. Yeah, most likely there probably won't be a regular board meeting. We'll see. Maybe we'll still have a conversation even if there is no meeting, because again, there's still a lot of stuff that needs to be talked about here. Let me move on. What is this one? So yeah, I want to show a video of, and it's been already shown a few times, but again, being shot out that meeting, it's making her look worse and bringing more people to this crazy story.
What happened when you tried to go upstairs to the board meeting?
The security guard won't let me up. He just stands at the bottom of the stairs like this.
Yes, like a dictator, right? That's you got your military. They say no one passes you, and you continue to do with your illegal stuff, right?
Politicians don't always like to hear from the public, but some South Suburban residents say controversial supervisor and mayor Tiffany Henyard has gone too far.
Yeah, they say she took extraordinary, potentially illegal measures to prevent them from speaking at a public meeting. Dame Placco has more.
The sign outside its headquarters says, "Welcome to Thornton Township, people working with people." But when residents showed up last night to speak at a public board meeting, they got anything but a warm welcome.
When I arrived, there was security here. He was standing at the bottom of the stairs, preventing anybody from going up to the boardroom. I asked.
First of all, shout out to Stephanie. Great interview last week. And I think what she said was very, really important, especially at the end about community involvement. So I know that the trustees had another event, I think tea with the trustees, and that was a full house. The more people need to speak up, even if it's uncomfortable because of all of the intimidation, all of the weird stuff that's happening. I mean, I guess now you probably can do it if there's no police cars, they can't drive anywhere. I mean, a terrible joke, but that idea that you need to be able to be more active in your community, ask questions and hold the people in power, hold them accountable.
If the meeting was downstairs, he replied yes.
Stephanie Wiedemann and a handful of other residents wanted to speak directly to Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard, also the mayor of Dalton, who's generated controversy for spending hundreds of thousands of tax dollars on trips, police security, billboards, and her own personal charity.
I'm just curious to see who makes the decisions about how our tax dollars are being spent.
But they never got that chance. After being blocked from going to the boardroom upstairs, they were sent to the basement where they were told the township board meeting would be held. It wasn't. They asked for a sign-up sheet for public comment, never got it. And before they knew what had happened, the 4-minute meeting upstairs was over and Henyard was gone.
4 minutes? A 4-minute meeting? All right, I'm just going to throw it out there. I don't think there was a meeting. I don't think, I mean, that's the fastest secret squirrel meeting I have ever heard. John Luna says, according to Wikipedia, squirrel meetings are divided into 3 different types of squirrel meetings. Oh, you left me in a cliffhanger, John. What kind of, what are 3 types of secret squirrel meetings? I mean, this is the fastest one. This is like it's not a meeting. It's more like a conversation. It's a secret squirrel conversation. You know, I'm not going to get into.
Without hearing from her constituents.
They are violating our rights. I pay taxes here. I have a right to get up and speak whether this administration likes it or not.
And not only were the residents shut out, so was a local newspaper reporter who came here to cover the meeting.
I was told by a security guard that I was not allowed upstairs where the boardroom meeting is.
Josh Bootsma of the Lansing Journal says residents deserve to know how elected officials are spending their money.
Thornton Township is the largest township in Illinois. And so there are a lot of people that are affected by the financial decisions that this township makes.
Even Thornton Township trustee Chris Gonzalez, a frequent Henyard critic, was ordered out of the boardroom until the meeting began.
Do you think any laws were broken last night by the way they handled the public?
Well, definitely. I mean, if somebody wants to speak, it's a public meeting, it's a public building, they should be able to come in.
The residents say they'll file a complaint with the Illinois Attorney General's office for violating the Open Meetings Act. Our attempts to contact Henyard also went nowhere. In South Holland, Dane Placco, Fox 32 Chicago.
Crazy. Doing illegal secret squirrel meetings. This must stop. John says, so the secret squirrel meeting, the super secret squirrel meeting, and a super duper 4-minute secret squirrel meeting. Yeah. Actually, you broke that down very, very well, actually. Well, that's not going to work. That's not going to cut it when, at this point, I would say the whole country is looking into this situation. They're following this story. So you're not going to be able to do the things that, at least for the mayor, she's not going to be able to do the same things that she was doing before. The microscope is on her. So she can be goofy with the 4-minute meetings and all this type of thing and the redirections and stuff like that. But I think now it's hard to do that and continue to do that. So this is the walls are closing in. You cannot have a closed public meeting. The words don't even come together. Closed public means open. Can't just do what you want to do. Doesn't work. And it's just the more bad stories that's coming out, the more it helps get this person to get the at least answer to some of these questions. Hold them accountable. And Stephanie says she's not rational. Clearly, of what we've seen. I mean, look out again. I won't show her talking the Valentine's Day thing, but she's in a world that we're not all in. Like, I think a lot of us are in a realm of reality. She is in a different reality. She's somewhere else. And she's, again, saying, wait out for that podcast. I mean, I'll listen to it to see exactly explain what's going on here. I don't think she has an answer though. Yeah, Fox News. Yeah, I mean, and also New York Post. You know, it's a conservative leaning newspaper, so obviously those news sources, they're gonna check out what's going on. But I think at this point, I think a lot of, regardless if you're Democrat or Republican, you see this and you're like, this is wrong. No matter what political allegiance, like no one wants to have someone who's running a town, a company, to run it in this way. This is destructive. But going back to that video with the Dalton trustees of Jason House, you definitely guys want to check it out. Definitely want to check it out because it's a difference between how he speaks and how you hear the mayor speak. I think it's extremely important to have that, you know, because you think everyone is everyone, you know. That's why it's great to hear from Stephanie and all these other great people, because there's a difference between how they speak and how the mayor speaks. So in this video, you know, Jason criticizes the mayor's use of the catchy slogan, suggesting that they lack real substance. They do not contribute to solving the village financial issues, and it's not improving the government, right? He also talked about the financial situation, the lack of transparency. He highlights a significant problem with transparency, particularly with the absence of regular financial reporting to trustees and the residents, because this is taxpayer money. That's not being taken care of as well. And I didn't know that Jason House had years, I guess over a decade of financial experience, and he's not using any of that because they're not even telling him anything. So he has experience in banking and managing finances, which at this point could be very valuable, but Tiffany don't want to hear that. She don't want to deal with that. She's back. She's doing her little secret squirrel meeting. The trustees want more information. They're trying to figure out. They're working and trying to get those monthly financial reports to the residents in the past. They're trying to foster community engagement and transparency. When they had a meeting that the mayor did not want to attend, it was on video. You see the people talking. It was a big difference between how he runs things and how the other trustees are running things and how the mayor is running things. So this this current lack of regular reporting is just a step back for everyone involved. So I will put that link in to check out that interview if you haven't, because I think it's extremely important to realize there are people in Dalton who understand what's going on, at least, or even in township, that knows what's going on. It's not just this one mayor out here just losing her mind, and you think, well, everyone is behaving this way. Oh, they voted for this. No, it's not that cut and dry. It's not that black and white. Let me check what you guys put in the comments. Matt Allergy, she started snapping. Y'all do nothing. Yeah, and it was interesting how the doctor was like reading line by line as how she was speaking. That was tough to check out. Can her income be garnished? I don't have no idea. I won't tell you. I'm not no legal expert. I mean, if she could just get indicted, that'll help. Her income will be garnished if she has to pay for a really powerful attorney, or she has to pay for an attorney in general. That would help the income to be garnished. Carolyn says she won't cancel. She is full of herself. I agree. I totally agree. Tiffany's minions are disliking the truth. Yeah, especially with Keith Freeman. Keith Freeman, Keith Price, a few of the trustees and also some of the other board members that spoke in that board meeting that basically defended everything that she was doing and criticizing the trustees for not basically telling her, hey, you guys let her just spend the money. Stop holding up the works here. She's doing great work, and you guys are the bad guys. X table, people's super scammer. Oh yeah, the names just come so easily, right? Like, Sherry says she should be removed while she is being investigated. Yeah, I agree. John with the $20 super chat, appreciate you. Great coverage on the situation. Keep up the good work. And thank you for coming in, supporting. I mean, again, if you guys didn't engage and watch a lot of these videos, not just obviously not mine, but everyone else that's been talking about this. Now, these videos, they're all the community, a lot of content creators, political ones, this guy's psychiatrist. They all are engaged, and that's what brought a lot of this to light. To that New York Post is flying over. Attention brings some action. We needed enough attention on this story. Because remember, the very time I saw this was at least a couple weeks ago from Pink Book's Lessons, and she was putting out a lot of this content. And then Nate the lawyer put this out, and I'm like, wow, this is a fascinating situation. Like, is this actually real? And then you spend some time just watching a lot of the news reports on WGN, and then some of the community members, some of the residents, checking out, emailing, and saying, yeah, this not only this is happening, but 40 other things are happening. So there's a lot happening, a lot of stuff that I can't say yet, but things are in motion. So I see a lot of comments like, how is she still in power, and what FBI is doing, but there's nothing. I would say, you guys, the walls are closing in. That's all I can say. The walls are closing in. Things are going in the right direction to a certain extent, and that's why you see her behavior. Just look at her behavior. See every social media post, how she's still trying to portray a sense of control. She's still trying to portray a sense that everything is fine. They're all just liars. They're just trying to take me down. And if they try to take me down, they're trying to take you down. Because look how awesome this skating rink is. Like, come on. All the great leaders in time for JFK, Winston Churchill, all these amazing, amazing leaders, right? And look at my skating rink. God damn it. Like, this is it. This is the height of progress. These people are just trying to take me down and taking you down. So that's where we are with that situation. Super Mary and Super DA fan is going down in disgrace. I see so much stuff about this in terms of the race and politics. Like, I don't think I have, or I'm looking to have, a political channel necessarily. I go after, at least what I into is going after predators, going after people who take advantage of others. Maybe if you guys, we want that conversation, go talk about race and politics and how this all is supposed to make things different. Because we all can say, or at least we all can talk about, or at least question, why it took so long for things to move. Like, why, the residents of Dalton are not stupid. They went to media. They have went to their representatives. They went to the Attorney General. They've went to these sources and said, look at what's going on here. This has been going on for years. Years. Hey, there's a lot of money being missing, and we have no access to see what's going on. You think something should be jumped on in weeks, not months and years. Why? Why is it that it's so slow? Some people have mentioned, is it because of the political nature that we have, where if I see something on my team that they're doing something wrong, I choose to ignore it because we're in a political season right now, and we can't have our side look bad. But hopefully that's not the case. But a lot of people do feel that way. So, let me know in the comments, do you guys think it's a political reason why everyone is so slow to remove this person, to prosecute this person, regardless of the damage he's doing, is because of our political climate? Some people say it's true, that's what's happening. Illegal meetings, firing people for not following protocol, abuse of township funds, and she's still running around here. Everything is good, yeah. And at least what we're doing by engaging with the comments, calling, involving, especially people there, being more involved than you probably ever have before in your community. You're showing everyone that this is not acceptable, that we're mad, we're not happy with this, and we want to be as loud as possible so action can continue. So even now, as things are getting a little bit tight for Tiffany, and she's doing all this weird stuff and probably going to cancel that meeting next week, you still got to keep pressing on. You still got to put the foot in the neck until something actually happens. because yes, right now she's feeling a little heat. Keith Freeman is feeling a little heat, but you can't let go of that situation. Sherry says silence is support. She's definitely being protected by someone, and I would love to know who. Like what is really going on? Is this going to even be deeper than what we just see? Is some narcissist that just was able to manipulate a few people like by giving them jobs that they probably didn't earn, and she was just gonna spend a lot of money and then do what? Leave, escape, go to a different like what? What is that end game there? And the fact that she hasn't been prosecuted, regardless of all the evidence to suggest that she should be, who is holding her? Who is protecting her? Is it deeper than what we're even talking about? Pretty in Pink says, I think is extremely deep. Right? Like, I don't know. I mean, that's something that hopefully that comes to light, because that's even more. I mean, it's, what she's doing is terrible, but people who are allowing her to do this, whoever that has the ability to stop this and didn't stop it, not even calling it out, that could be even more nefarious. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. Let's see. She brought disgrace to all great black women. Okay. In the end, no one will protect her if the heats get hot. Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, in any investigation, you start to pull some people out and say, "Hey, listen, what do you know? And what you can tell us can help you." And that's where all criminal organizations kind of break apart, because people start getting deals and they start to do what they have to do to save their own asses. So, oh yeah. And then do you think Keith Freeman is going to stay lockstep with the super mayor if they say, "Hey, you're involved with this a whole lot"? I mean, we haven't forgot about the charity. You got to start providing some information about that charity and all the other things that you're involved in. So if they give him a deal, of course he's going to try to do something. I saw this on the Dalton trustees video, but someone sent me a clip of it as well. This is in the email, it says the hypocrisy is mind-boggling. So this was a committee meeting from 4 years ago. And guys, people who are in Dalton already seen this clip before, but I'm gonna just show you guys. Before Tiffany Henyard became mayor, and before the supervisor, she was just a trustee, and she complained about the same things that she's doing. So let me show you real quick. You guys may have even seen this before, but that's what is like the disconnect with with the brain. I don't understand. She's going to complain about the same thing that she's currently doing. So you think, okay, I've been through this. I don't want to continue that because I've seen the other side of how that is, that kind of behavior. I don't want to do that. But I'll just show it to you so you guys can check it out.
Y'all just vote yes. No, it don't work that way. Y'all supposed to give us stuff on Thursday so we can digest it, understand it, and come up with other options. We have to learn how to. He's not asking. Mayor, come on. Why we got to fight every board meeting? Why?
Well,
I just want to get it out.
Finish.
I'm trying. Go. Go ahead. Go ahead. I said enough. I think my point was heard. I said enough. Go ahead.
I got a question, man. Be recognized.
Hold on. Yeah. He's not asking for a vote tonight. He put it out there so we can discuss it. He's not asking for a vote. And if the discussion doesn't go well and there's additional questions, it doesn't go on the agenda for a vote next time.
Actually, let me play a little earlier.
So that's my other issue. So we didn't even have time to digest what it is you're stating here. But yeah, y'all throw it in front of us and get upset when we go against what you're saying, but we don't even know because we didn't read it. You just sent it to us. So why? We talked about all this. We're supposed to get better, but y'all study doing the same thing. Chris?
Yes. I didn't know if you were finished. I didn't want to cut you off in the middle of a sentence. Sorry.
So this is where she's explaining that she's upset about the things that she's currently doing, not giving the trustees information, throwing things haphazardly into, well, you gotta figure this out because we just gave it to you the day before. Just agree to it. She's saying this is not right, that you just gave it to us. You didn't let us even look at it to see what's going on. Again, we're trying to figure out what's the best way to deal with these financial issues, and you're not helping us. And she basically is doing the exact, well, probably worse, but she's doing the exact same thing. She just went through this 4 years ago as a trustee. That's the part that it is mind-boggling that she's complaining about things back then that she's currently doing now. Doesn't make any sense. Let me check out some comments here. 499 super chat. Been there, done that. Appreciate you. It's slow moving because the state is run by Democrats. They want this. Okay, a spicy one. Jay McDrill with a $10 super chat. Appreciate it. Keep bringing the heat towards this so-called Superman. Appreciate you for supporting. And Kyler with a $2 super chat. Appreciate you tuning more and more into Laura Lightfoot. Okay, so maybe we'll have that conversation about the whole politics. Is it something that we should talk about? Is that part of the scam? Is it part of that predatory situation that they're harboring because she has a deed next to her name? We can have that conversation. Just saying for a friend, I hope she loves her $175,000 Tahoe. Maybe. But there's still a lot going on. It's, again, some stuff that I heard. And things are still going to be coming to light. And right now, with all the media surrounding her, it's going to be difficult for her to continue this for too long. That's all I'll say with that. From the vendors still not getting paid. And I would like to see what happens to those vehicles. I know Sherry said that she thinks they're going to hide those vehicles. I will be really interested to see what they're going to do about this situation. You know, it has to. I want to see. I mean, this is the thing. I don't know what's going on here, but I would like to know what they're going to do. The fact they got to pay that bill. The bill's not paid, and they want those vehicles back. You know, car possessions are high. Like they're increasing all across the country. People are getting their cars repossessed. This is not necessarily one situation. These people want their cars back if you're not paying for them. So this is the part, like, they need to get their money back. So I would love to see what's going to happen. I'm telling you, all the residents of Dalton need to show up by the hundreds and keep showing up until the media is there and keep reporting her. I hear you. But also, like, you know, talking to a lot of the residents, when you see the police behaving in ways that's not for the people, it does give you a pause to say, if I say something, then especially if you're a business owner and you've already seen how business owners have been treated because of the disagreements with her and her personality type, again, speculating that she's vindictive. If you are public with your criticisms, she will do something. That stops a lot of people from trying to even speak. And then she hires really, really stupid pantry, the guy who runs the pantry, to threaten people on social media and phone calls. It keeps people from showing up. But I think I still agree with you that they still need to show up, even if you are fearful, because without you speaking up, nothing changes. Like at this point, I think the people in Dalton have forced the public at large to talk about the situation. If they didn't say anything, she would have completed her 4 years. How much money could have been eroded from that situation, and nothing would have changed. It was the people in Dalton emailing content creators, emailing the news media, emailing the higher levels of government. A lot of people did put the effort. Now, obviously, the trustees to fight to again be public. They have a YouTube channel to broadcast and bring the receipts of the fact that she did spend that much money on a Tahoe, that she isn't paying the bills, that there's receipts of emails saying I'm getting invoices. They're saying I'm not getting paid. I'm forwarding these invoices to you, and you're still not doing anything. Like, so all this helps, continue to fight. Brilliant Disguise says, and the police are too aggressive with people at me. And I've seen video clips of that, of just the fact that you hanging out in a meeting, right? It's supposed to be a public meeting. It's supposed to discuss some of the local government stuff. It happens across the country. And usually you may see just one or two police officers just hanging out, But if you have, more police officers in the meeting that's possibly outside fighting crime, that's a problem. That's a problem. It just shows her intimidation factor of, if you do something or say something, well, I'm here and I got my police force, we can do something to you. Donna says, I'm wondering if she's hiding money for her to have when she gets out of jail, or mine for false investigation. She has to know that she'll be ousted. Then what? Will all our money tucked away? That's why I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. What is the end game? It could be no end game, and she is just thinking that she's doing a great job. That all this is this incompetence. It's ego. It's narcissism. Because narcissists think they're brilliant, even though they're not. They could be very smart, but sometimes they think they're too smart and think they can outsmart everyone, and usually that goes in the wrong direction. But it could be just incompetence. She just thinks she's doing the right job because, again, she built that really nice ice skating rink. Someone is leading Tahoe Teflon Tiff to believe that she's a thug. She really believes that what she's doing is nothing wrong and she's not going to jail. It took me a while to believe it, but she's delusional. Well, hopefully, soon enough, that delusion will slap her in the face. Because even if she is hiding money, eventually you gotta pay a lawyer, because they're gonna, when the curtain goes up and the FBI is there, you're gonna have to defend yourself, and you're gonna need really decent, at least quality legal guidance by the lawyers. And the lawyers they're expensive. What, $300 an hour, $400? Like what? I forgot the rates for some, especially if you're a good lawyer, which she's going to need. That money she's tucked away, she's going to have to spend it. She's going to spend it. And there's no ice skating rink that's going to solve this problem. That's not going to make anything easier for her to understand or get away with this. This is where we're going to have to be. So, guys, I think we're still going to do some kind of a live stream on Tuesday. Yeah, we'll do like, in case maybe they'll have the meeting, and if they don't, maybe we'll still chat about what's going on. Hopefully, I bring someone else on. I was supposed to make a phone call. I didn't have a chance to do that today. I was a little bit all over the place, but I think that whatever she decides to do, we'll still be here. We'll still talk about what's going on. We'll see if there's any more news going on. We'll see what happens to Keith Freeman. He has to go back to court. Probably say, "Oh, I just messed up," and put the correct numbers in. You're on the spotlight for many reasons. Stop lying. And get your numbers together. Yes, I've heard about this. So there's FOIA requests. There's requests about the charity. There's a lot of people asking for information, and we gotta figure out, okay, what are you gonna do about this now? Because you have to deal with this. You have to explain yourself. So we're just waiting for the explanation. Jason House for mayor. Listen, I don't live there, but I know he's a senior trustee. I mean, so far, again, there's a big difference between how he speaks and how she is speaking. And I mean, if you had to pick between the two, I would know what I would pick if I lived there. I was so looking forward to the opening of the water park and food truck plaza. I'm just waiting to see what is the defense. What's the defense when the lawyers have to go in and kind of like, what is the defense? She's just going to start throwing out accusations. It wasn't her. It was someone else. I don't know. That part is fascinating. So we'll see. But yeah, on that note, guys, we had over 1,000 people here at one point. It's kind of hard to even believe, but thank you. I really, really appreciate it. I will have a guest next week. We'll see if this meeting actually jumps off. I think we're probably going to do a poll. Do you think they're going to have a regular board meeting on the 20th? Yes or no? And see what people think. I hope they have it. But either or, we're gonna have a conversation on Tuesday. So appreciate you guys for coming through. We had to deal with that person with the posters plastered of her face. I've been there, done that with a $5 super chat. Appreciate you. Time for a campaign of billboards, replacing billboards outing her. Yeah, right. That's her, the money that they couldn't pay the cops. You couldn't pay for those vehicles, but she was able to pay for those billboards. She's doing really, really great with the money, clearly. But yeah, appreciate you guys. I'm doing a video on, again, the New York migrant situation. It's not good, guys. I mean, I'm in New York. It's not good. It's pretty bad. And I think it's going to probably get worse. So I have a video coming out hopefully tomorrow. If not, then Saturday. But appreciate you guys. If you like any of this content, please subscribe. I have a good amount of videos breaking down this situation and other situations as well. But thank you for hanging out with me for a little bit tonight, guys. And we'll see you next week. Peace.